Welcome to our Facebook fans and viewers. Welcome to this edition of Inside the Apple. It's the first edition of the 2019-2020 school year. I'm here with President Mary McCorkle to kick off this year's first Inside the Apple. Most of our schools and members have been in school for a while, but it's kind of the beginning of the year for us. So anything you would like to start out with, or...
Well, I guess I would just say that I hope everybody has had a good start to their school year. I'm sure that some of you in the next week or so are already approaching conference time for midterm. But really what we should talk about to start off is our campaign. We have a Superheroes campaign that is running on TV, and I bet a number of you have seen the commercials. And that comes to us from through a media grant from NEA, and we are really using that to lift up educators, to talk about how our educators are superheroes, all the things that each and every one of you do every day to lift up your students, to ensure that your students have the best education possible. You are superheroes, and we want the public to know about that.
Yeah. So if you have not seen our ads, you can go to our website. We have the two ads, or you'll probably be seeing digital ads featuring a couple of our members, some ESP. So if you go to some of the news sites around the state and you visit the right Google pages, you are going to see our ads online as well. Mary, let's talk a little bit about some professional development. I know you've been traveling around the state and have been getting a lot of feedback from our members about some help they want for them and for their students. You want to talk a little bit about some of our trauma-informed instruction?
Yes, no matter where I go and who I talk with, one of the things that I hear from our members is how they are struggling to help students that have emotional issues, social issues, and how can we help them? How can we support the work that they are doing in their classroom? So what we are doing is offering a series of trauma-informed classroom trainings, and they can be taken individually, they can be taken as a group, but we have a variety of them, and they will help our members and educators of all kinds understand the brain and how trauma impacts the brain, how trauma impacts a student's ability to learn, and the impact that poverty has on students. And then knowing those things, how do we begin to help our students? So we have quite a variety of trainings, and we have been taking that out, sharing it with our locals, and doing trainings in school districts as well. So if you're interested in bringing this to your local or to your school district, you can take a look at our website. It's sda.org/trauma-informed instruction. Yep. And we'll also be doing a session at Systems Change.
At Systems Change
as well.
And if you would like to bring some of the trauma-informed trauma-informed instruction to your school, we do have a form on our website that you can fill out, and we'll put you in touch with Rich Middlestat, who is our teaching and learning coordinator.
Mm-hmm. And I forgot to mention, we also have a couple of movies that you can use in your school district or in your local as a jumping off place for more conversation. And we have a toolkit and some conversation starters, and we have a lot of copies of those, so we can send those out to locals or talk to your UD, and we'll get the training to you.
All right. Another opportunity that's kind of new to SDA is the SDA Racial Justice Grant. Can you talk a little bit about how this came to be, what our members should be applying for, how we hope this helps our members and their students in their school?
Right. Probably about 5 or 6 years ago, NEA began to do extensive work across the country on racial and social justice, training leaders through trainings at various meetings across the country, leadership summits, various other kinds of events in an attempt to provide equity and to help educators really work better with their students and to provide more diverse opportunities and to better understand. So we have been fortunate to receive several grants from NEA to help us as a state do racial and social justice work. And one of the things that we have done, rather than holding all of the resources that we receive from NEA for statewide projects, is we want to enable our members to do projects in their classroom or in their school. So currently we have grants available, $250 for a classroom grant, $500 for a school grant. Our application for the grant money is online, and you can submit it that way. There's no deadline. We will take grant applications until the grant money has been expended, and right now there's $10,000 that's available. And we have on the, along with the grant on the website, there are also some ideas. If you're wondering, what could I do? How can I reach out to my students, my community? There are some things, some ideas and a couple of links on the website that will maybe give you some ideas. And we would love to be distributing this money. So please take a look at that and send in an application. We want to use up that money.
So if you go to sdea.org and you go under our grants and grants page, you will find that application. Awards. We have sort of streamlined our awards process. We have some new deadlines coming up in November. Do you want to talk a little bit about the award opportunities for those, to recognize those who have given back to public education?
Yes, and we have 4 significant awards, and the deadline for all of them is November 1st. So, first one is the ESP of the Year award, and that recognizes one of our ESP members for their service to their community, their involvement in their local, and how they are helping to lift up ESPs in the work that they do. And all of these nominations forms are online at the website, and you can submit them electronically. You could, and I will be sending some information out to local leaders, and I'll attach some forms if you want to submit via snail mail. That's okay too, but you can also do it online and upload everything. So the ESP of the Year, November 1st. Friend of Education. Friend of Education Award recognizes someone outside of the school district, outside of the school, who is really contributing to students' education. They're coming in, they're doing reading circles, they're providing funding for students who maybe wouldn't have an opportunity to go to a particular event. But these are individuals that are supporting education and are not currently employed in education. We also have our Human and Civil Rights Awards, and we have 2 of those awards, and those recognize individuals who are working towards racial and social justice, who are lifting people up, lifting the community up. And those are always exciting nominations to read, so I really encourage you to nominate someone from your community. And then our newest award is the Larry Mintzloff Lifetime Achievement Award. We awarded that one for the very first time last year. This award recognizes a longtime member who has been active at the local level, who's been active at the state level, who may have been active at the national level as well. That's not a requirement. But someone who has been deeply involved in the association for an extensive period of time, someone who's led, someone who's been innovative, someone who has mentored, someone that we really want to recognize for a career of leadership and service to SDEA. Again, November 1, and all of those are online. So we look forward to all of you pushing the submit button to send those in.
And I believe last year our first recipient of the Larry Mitzloff Memorial Award was Donna DeCry.
Yes.
Okay.
Donna DeCry from Brookings.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the things we need to talk about. Is there anything else you want to add before we sign off?
Systems Change conference is coming up in the middle of October. The Teacher of the Year will be announced at Systems Change, and SDEA will be a part of that announcement. So that will be very exciting.
All right, and you can, of course, find all the information on the things we discussed today at sda.org. Look for your Inside the Apple email in your inbox, or you can go to your Google Play or Apple Store and download our app. But for now, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month.